To show you know, again, we're going to solve and check. We have c plus 2 divided by 3 is equal to negative 5 divided by 2. Again, I've got two different denominators, and I want to get rid of those as quickly as I can to clean up the math a little bit. So I'm going to look for a common multiple of 3 and 2, which in this case is going to be 6. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 6. And if I do that, 6 divided by 3 becomes 2. And 6 divided by 2 becomes 3. So now I've got 2 times c plus 2 is equal to negative 5 times 3. So now I've gotten rid of my denominators. So this is 2 times c plus 2 is equal to negative 15. So now I need to use the distributive property here, so 2 times c, and then 2 times 2, and then this is plus, is equal to negative 15. So that's my distributive property right there. So now, to isolate my variable, I need to do subtract 4 from both sides. So subtract 4 on the left, subtract 4 on the right. These two subtract out to be just 0, so that means I've got 2c on the left. Negative 15 subtract 4 gives me negative 19. So now the opposite of times 2 is divide by 2. So that means I'm left with c is equal to, well, it's negative 19 over 2, which will be what we use to check our answer. If you want to do that in decimal form, well, it's negative 9.5 or negative 9.5, depending on how you want to answer it. So there's 3 different forms there for you. So we're going to use the negative 19.5 in our check. So instead of c, I've got negative 19 over 2 plus 2, and then the whole thing is divided by 3. Hey, there's a BEDMAS problem with how this was written. The c plus 2 has to be done first, and according to BEDMAS, the division would be done first, the way this is written, so we have to put a bracket here. So, in order to do that, negative 19 over 2 plus, this is 2 over 1, I need a denominator of 2, so I'm going to multiply it by 2, so that becomes 4 over 2. And then it's still divided by 3 outside the brackets. So negative 19 plus 4 becomes negative 15 over 2. And then we're divided by 3, which is 3 over 1. I'm going to take the reciprocal of 3 over 1 and then multiply it instead of divide. So negative 15 over 2 times the reciprocal, which was 1 over 3. That becomes negative 15 over 6. Which top and bottom are both divisible by 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and it's negative. And so then I see that my left side and my right side match. We're good. And that means that my answer of negative 19 over 2 or negative 9.5 is correct. So that's the show you know.